So traders, the market pops off today. Had a nice little, lots of green across the screen with the metals, miners, and the stock market. So what does it all mean? Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, yesterday I opened up 15 spots to get the super trader formula. I think there's about eight or so spots left for that there. So very first thing in the description, guys, go get the super trader formula. Yeah, there's about 8 spots left. Anyway, so look at the actual stock market, guys. What's going on with the good old stocking market? Right. So what's happened right now, guys, is yesterday's video, I talked a lot about the weekly charts here, right? And I talked a lot about how that these weekly charts are really just in a pullback phase. And even if we do get a bit more of a pullback, I'm expecting a strong rally out of this level here. The question is, are we starting that rally now? Is this up bar here the rally? Now, here's what I say, okay? This could be a true breakout or a fake out in this here. And so what we want to be looking for tomorrow is in this bar here is this, right? So if we have a look at this here, right, we can see roughly around 50% of this bar here. If tomorrow does something like this, right? Something like this. If tomorrow does something like that, coming back down, then this was a bit of a fake out, and then we're likely to spend a bit more time going down before we start to see more up move. We want to see some follow through. If we can continue, if we get another big strong up candle like that, like a nice little up bar like that, that's going to tell us that the market looks like it's starting to get in full swing again for that next leg. That's that next leg up. Right? And so, because as you guys know, if you look at my trailer video, again, if you click on my name, you can go to my main channel. You see the main trailer video there I did back in May this year. I said where I believe the S&P 500 is going to make an all-time new high. So that's my overall projection for the stock market is an all-time new high by the end of the year. So far, that's actually been pretty set in stone. And so, but right now, after we got this nice, good, strong pullback, and then now we're getting this rally here. So if we actually have a look at the Fibonacci levels as well too, right? So look at this level through here. That's actually really interesting, traders. Look at that there. So we actually came down to 50% and now we're rallying back out again. Really, 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 really interesting point to see that again, if we continue up from here, that's a very strong momentum, because whenever something retraces 50% or less and then continues, that's called strong trend. That's called a very, 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 very strong trend in there. The big thing that I was about to say just there, guys, is I was thinking about like trend analysis and so on and so forth. Is the big thing is, as you can see, right, when we do 50%, when we retrace 50% or less, it can be quite big. So what happens tomorrow is going to tell us everything about what's likely to come. If we get another strong up bar, we're probably likely to see a very strong up move. But if we don't, then we're likely to spend a bit more time to the downside, but it's only going to be very short-lived, maybe for another week or two on the downside. All right, because if we get something like this happening, this is a weekly chart, we may get something like this happening for the next couple of weeks. But then I am expecting that to happen. Right, I'm expecting this is now going over or sideways through here. I am expecting something like that to happen. The question is today, right now, is it in line with we've seen a big breakout, a big breakout. Market has a big breakout today. Is it a true breakout or a fake breakout? Looking at the Nasdaq as well too, very strong up candle. Same sort of scenario. Once again, I did expect to see from that weekly chart perspective this pullback to end before we start to see some more movement coming back to the upside. So what happens here, right? Because we can see once again, now I'm roughly looking at around 50% of the bar here, right? So roughly around 50% of the bar, which is around these highs anyway, around this bar here. This is the really important key levels that I'm focusing on to see what happens. Because if we do, once again, if we do start to get, if for some reason this is not a true breakout, and we get a complete reversal, something like this happening, like something like that happening tomorrow. If we do get that, then we're probably likely to see some more downside to come. If we don't get that, then and we get a bit more follow through, then again, we're possibly having the big breakout now coming out of that level there. And then once the breakout happens, we could start to see some more upside to come out of that level there. So that's the Nasdaq there. If we have a look at the Russell is actually really interesting to me because that big picture on the Russell, which I'm really focusing on, is this level here, right? So look at this big picture here. This big picture is that we've actually done nothing here for quite some time. But look what's happening right now. We have this low point. Now this could be a strong higher low, right? Strong higher low simply means, right? A higher low is up, and then a weak higher low is where it retraces almost 100%, but then it still makes a, see how it still makes a higher low here? So low, and it still makes a higher low through there. You see that through there? So that's making a strong higher low is what? Is when the market rallies, has a pullback, and has around 50% or less, and then continues. This here is called strong trend in the markets, right? Strong trend in the markets. So that short-term picture, what's going on here? It's very hard to say because we've got a strong move up and a strong move down again. But looking at this weekly chart, if indeed over the next few weeks we start to get that big, this is a strong higher low, and we start to break out of this resistance level through here, I'm expecting the Russell to have an extraordinary call move because the buyers are starting to come in very strongly after this whole period of time and not doing much. So, and especially if we get a high low and breaking past that there, guys, very bullish for that level through there. Looking at the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones, as you can see, look what's happening through here, right? We're right at that resistance level now, and I talked about this on yesterday's session as well too, that again, we're right at this level of support and resistance all through here, and we've come back down, and now we're actually bouncing off through here. So really interesting stuff. Low, it did create a high low, and now we're actually breaking up through here. So again, traders, I'm not sure if this is going to be, we want to, if the big key levels I'm watching for is probably somewhere through that level there, right? And if I just take that off the screen there, so I want to see this thing break up. But once again, guys, this overall thing here is still a big pullback before we see that. So we may be getting ready for another big breakout and a move to the upside on that, on the Dow Jones there. Let's have a look at gold and silver right now. Gold and silver. Silver right now, guys, is definitely in a steaming move to the upside, right? Big move to the upside. We're just getting like, look at this here, like we're just big move up, big move up, big move up. In fact, look at that. Let's go look at the 2-minute chart. I'm just trying to see if there's anything there. Okay, cool. Right, so daily charts, look what's happened with silver, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up. The buyers and sellers are fighting it out. We are definitely getting something, like we definitely do have something like that coming down through there. Possibly even, you know, something like this happening as well too. So that coming through there, which we're at right now. So I would expect to maybe possibly see a bit of a pullback through here. The big thing I was actually talking with some of my private clients today, guys, is that if you're interested in becoming a private client for 12 months, then that second link in the description there, you can apply for it. But the thing I was talking about was that we're actually still making, look at this here, low, higher low, and equal low. So we're still, the buyers are starting to press up. So that we're still getting a lot of buying movement overall on the good old silver market from there. And also looking at now the gold market as well too. This is something I was talking about with some of my private clients. This to me looks like just a pullback on this big weekly chart. The weekly charts are very important, guys, okay? Because look at this here, up, down, up. Look at this here. This here still looks like it's just some form of a pullback here. So I'm actually expecting to see gold I'm expecting gold to have a nice good rally out of this level here. The big question for me is that is this pullback ended? Has the pullback ended? Because if it is, then we're probably likely to see gold start to do something like that in the market through there. So there's a bit of a recap for you guys. The big thing here, guys, is as you can see, right, when we get a lot of movement on the daily charts through here, but when we start to filter down through to the weekly charts definitely Definitely take a lot of the noise out and gives us a much clearer picture. And remember, guys, keep it really simple. It's all about trend analysis and all about, are we in a pullback phase or is it a change in trend? Stuff like that.